Good morning, guys. Happy Friday Eve. Welcome to the Bird's Nest. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, the longer this situation, well, first of all, our nephew Shedeur was back outside today, balling out, throwing dimes left and right, like he do. And we see the video, and we see some video, like, we don't even see everything. But everybody that's there sees everything. So, no matter how impressive Shedeur looks to us, he looks way more impressive to them. They're seeing it in person, and they're seeing more than we see. I have to assume. I don't assume that Shedeur's perfect. I know he's not. He's got things to work on. Well, we only got one game to work with, but now we've got another one coming. But of course, he'll likely play way less time in this next game. I imagine Flacco will go out there for a series or 2 or 3. And I assume that Dylan and Shedeur will take it from there. So a little less than a half for each of them, maybe, depending on how they separated. For me, Shedeur should be higher on the depth chart, even if not the public one, then the internal one, and he should get more playing time, in my opinion. But in practice yesterday, he was still throwing to staff. He was throwing to staff yesterday. And 4th stringers. So, Kevin Stefanski is not going to take Shedeur seriously. And that's what I'm perplexed about. Like, I get it. I get the whiteboard thing. But how can you see his talent on the field and not be excited? That's the part I don't get. It seems to me that he should be so excited that he'd be like, okay, we gotta work on this whiteboard thing. I'm gonna push him on this whiteboard thing. Or, alternatively, okay, I'm gonna accept that for whatever reason, Coach Prime coached this boy up and did not make him learn the whiteboard. But yet, he's still a baller. So, maybe I need to adapt to him. Because he's a special talent. It's got to be one of those. I did a post a long time ago. This was early on when nobody was looking at my channel. About the way that Coach Prime does things. He marches to the beat of his own drum. We'll put it that way. And it hurts him sometimes. For instance, Shedeur not having an agent. Coach Prime acting as his agent. Coach Prime, I think he's like, hey, I can get any endorsement deal you want. Yes, you can. But you have a full-time job, bruh. So, can you really? You got the big guys. You got the Nike, and Nike is really all in on the Sanders. KFC is all in on the Sanders. But quite frankly, I think you should have more. I think Shedeur should have a watch endorsement. And not one of the expensive ones like he wears. One that everybody can afford. Like, I don't know. Watches aren't even popular anymore. But Shedeur would make it popular. Get one of the affordable, kind of affordable. I don't know if he should be representing a cheap brand. He's rich and, I think there should be, like, let's say he had a Timex deal. I'm just saying. It should be the most expensive Timex. But Shedeur needs a watch deal, Prime, but you're not an agent. So you get what comes to you. You field what comes to you, I assume, and you pick what you want. I don't know. And then also it's commingled though. So Shedeur will have a Nike deal, and Coach Prime got a Nike deal. Like, they all got a KFC deal. Shedeur needs his own agent, just like Shiloh got his own agent. Although I don't know what Shiloh's agent is doing for him besides getting him on the Buccaneers. I don't know what endorsement that Shiloh might have on his own. Shiloh is handsome, charismatic, all that stuff. He needs more deals. So I don't know what's going on with his agent. The Sanders need to hire me to be their agent, because I got all kind of ideas for them, and I know they could sell them. And I know that people will want to sign them. But they do things weird, different, unique, like having this top 10 quarterback in the draft with no agent. And I know nowadays more and more people, or less and less players, have agents. Cam Ward also does not have an agent, but I ain't seen Cam with no endorsement deals. So I don't know how beneficial that is. But in the draft process, an agent could have helped Shedeur navigate. But having the Dion attitude is the exact opposite of what you would need. So, you know, I said it before. They heard about what was going on in the interviews, and instead of correcting it, and who knows, maybe it would have been too late, but instead of correcting it, they Dion got mad and wanted to find out who said it, and found out who said it. He didn't reveal any of these anonymous sources, but what did finding out who said it do for anybody? Nothing. So and another thing that I heard that he did from one of the former, occasional, temporary, I don't know what you call them. He said he works with the Browns as a coach from time to time. I don't know what that means. Doesn't sound like a full-time coach. But he saw Dion's process. And he said things I had never even heard before. Shedeur took a lot of the blame for his sacks. The O-line took, so let's say it was 50-50 blame. The O-line and Shedeur was responsible for all his sacks. If you all don't know, if you didn't watch Colorado, Shedeur stayed getting sacked. I don't know if he broke any records in the sacks, but it was that bad. So this guy said yesterday, the one that has coached with Colorado, he lives in Colorado, he knows Coach Prime, he knows Shedeur. He said he was also concerned about sacks, and so was I. That's what I was looking for in the first game, and I'm going to be looking for it in the next game. He did okay. He only got 2 in the last game. We'll see what happens in the next game. So that's something that needs to be worked on. But this coach said when he was there, the way that Dion ran the offense was insane. He would give them weird instructions like, if you see, I'm trying to remember what he said, if you see a guy not covered, run over there. Like, it was weird. And he was like, he tried to tell Dion, you gonna get them boys killed. What are you doing? So where Dion, so he has this like freestyle street ball style where anything goes. And Shedeur had a lot of freedom to just play. Like, I don't know, it almost sounded unstructured to just go out there and play on raw talent. And he'd been training the boy up. So, and that's why if the play breaks down, Shedeur looks better, way better than Dylan Gabriel. That's his specialty, is thinking on the fly. I remember I don't know if it was in a presser or just an after game interview on the field. Whatever it was after a game. And somebody said something about Shedeur, the Colorado having no run game. Which I've mentioned before also in videos that no one watched. Colorado had no run game. Zero. Not a zilch. Now, they're working on it this year because Shedeur's gone. I don't even, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if it's because Shedeur's gone, because Coach Prime is still there. But they said they were working on a run game. They were going to have a run game this year. But, well, it does make a difference that Shedeur's not there, because now Coach Prime has quarterbacks who have been trained in a structured environment, unlike Shedeur. Shedeur go out there on the fly, figure out what's going on, make a play. But somebody has said, you have no run game, and Shedeur said, I can't run. We always coming from behind. I can't run. I got to get the ball down the field. I got to get it down the field. And so people do say that he used to try to make big plays. He did. He said that out of his mouth. I heard him. He got to throw the ball. I got to throw it. I got to throw it. I got to throw it. So now he got to be broken out of that. And it may be all of those hurdles that Coach Prime instilled in Shedeur that is making Kevin Stefanski shine away from him. But to me, it just looks like evidence that Cleveland has a loser culture. It's ingrained. And if you wasn't a loser before you got there, you're going to become a loser when you get there when it comes to coaching. I don't know about the players, but when it comes to coaching, this loser thing. So he can sit there and look at Shedeur, be his quarterback with the absolute most potential by far, and ignore it and try to stifle it. That's what he's doing by burying him on the depth chart. Guys, I don't expect Shedeur to play for Cleveland. If Shedeur plays for Cleveland, it'll be because Haslam forced Stefanski to do it. That's the only way it's going to happen. And that makes me think there's a battle going on with with Stefanski and Andrew Berry. Because Andrew Berry wants Shedeur. And Stefanski does not. And Stefanski is telling them to their face, I don't care what you want. He gonna stay fourth. I don't care how much he plays well. He's staying fourth. And I really don't plan on playing him. Because Kenny Pickett is my guy. Oh my God. Him and his Kenny Pickett thing. And people keep saying it, Flacco. No. Flacco is to Stefanski what Shedeur is to Stefanski. Stefanski wants Kenny Pickett is so weird. So now it's almost like ego with him to me. That's what it seems like. His ego is leading the way. And I don't know if it's ever going to lead him out of the job. I don't even care. It occurred to me, I'll be all up on the Twitter and everything and commenting about Shedeur. And I'm going to keep commenting about Shedeur. I'm going to keep his name out there despite what Stefanski is trying to do to him. But after this game, however he plays in the game, that'll last, depending on how good it is, will last no more than a week of discussion on social media and sports shows, commentary. That'll last about a week, and then after that, Shedeur is buried alive on the depth chart. There'll be nothing to talk about. Well, the only way we'll be able to talk about Shedeur is if he posts social media content. That's what we'll be talking about. We will not be talking about football as pertains to Shedeur for the foreseeable future unless Haslam steps in. So, I like that. I already unfollowed all the Cleveland pages that I was following to keep track of Shedeur, including their media, like all of them. I don't care about the Browns, and I don't need them in my algorithm until Shedeur is playing. And I hope y'all do the same. Ignore them. Do not let them profit from Shedeur. Let them have their regular fans, and they tired of us anyway. Let them have their regular fans and their regular social media traffic. No more added Shedeur traffic, which probably doubled, maybe tripled their usual social media hits. Ignore them. Shedeur ain't getting nothing from them getting hits on their social media because of him. So that's where I am. I'm not messing with them. All I can do is hope that, see, if we start ignoring them and certainly not watching it, like, there's no reason. I'm a Panthers fan. No reason for me to be paying attention to the Browns. Just don't. And let all that stuff drop down. The ratings, well, yeah, even though they don't have any primetime games, I imagine they have some televised games. They're just not in prime time. But let those ratings stay low where they be. I bet you they won't have no 2 million viewers watching any of their other games unless it's against, I don't know, maybe a division rival might get some views. Then again, they are putting a good team together, but they ain't going to have no quarterback. They don't have no quarterback. They put in a team together, and they have no quarterback. I don't want to assume that because Flacco stunk last season that he's going to stink this season. Maybe because he worked with Stefanski before, and it worked for him, and he knows the plays. It's second nature to him now. Maybe he will possibly do well. But I don't think Stefanski's going to keep him out there. I think he's going to put Kenny Pickett in as soon as he gets well. And so then they for sure won't have no quarterback. Like, Kenny's somebody I feel comfortable writing off as mid, no matter what Stefanski think he can do with him. But we'll see. Or they'll see. Somebody going to say, I won't be seeing. I won't be watching. But if Flacco and Pickett continue to be what they've been, they have no quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's a fabulous, I guess, college quarterback. Almost as accurate as Shedeur, guys. Now that's his stats from college. Shedeur was 74%, Dylan was like 72% in college. And you saw him in the game, he was 70 in his game that he played. So he has the accuracy too. He just can't see. Or he had the accuracy. Well, he had it in the preseason game. But preseason games, they don't really mean that much. They mean a lot in earning your way on the team, but you're not playing against the best players. Or with the best players. So it's kind of hard to measure, as someone pointed out. And not that this matters to me, but while the Panthers were in the game, that was Shedeur's least productive part of the game, was when the Panthers starters were in. But those were his first, 2-3 series of his NFL career. Can a brother warm up? So I don't even know if that had any bearing on it. It was just him first time getting out there. But that was the part where he struggled, was when they were in there. And that's because he doesn't have any experience with them. But Dylan does. And people keep trying to compare, and I'm rambling now, but people trying to compare their performance and somehow say Dylan is just as good, which is not the case, are forgetting the fact that Dylan has gotten all the development. So he should be way better than Shedeur. But he's not even as good, and as some people say, he's just as good. He shouldn't be just as good with all the reps he's been getting, and reps with the ones. Something Shedeur doesn't get. Despite the fact that they do not prepare him to play because of what Coach Prime taught him, he can ball. Because he's going to ball. He's a situational quarterback. He's going to deal with the situation in front of him. The plays are great. The plays are great. Calling plays for him are wonderful. That's going to allow him to easily, as long as everybody does what they're supposed to do, to easily get completions. But if it breaks down, instead of throwing a pick, he'll figure out something else. He's going to throw a pick eventually. Quarterbacks throw picks eventually. Every now and again, you're going to throw a pick. You just don't want to throw them all the time like Flacco and Jameis Winston. Pick machines. But anyway, that's it. I was just checking in because our boy was back on the field. I was so happy. I was overjoyed. And so I just wanted to come in and talk about that. He was throwing dimes. And Stefanski doesn't care. So, we'll watch our little game on Saturday. We'll talk about it on the social medias for a few days. And then go on to let the Browns fans have their team back and their social media back and ignore them. We don't need to talk about them. Not even criticizing them. Any talk of them is beneficial to them. And I feel sorry for their media because it's going to go down. They know that's why they fighting hard for Shedeur. They know, they saw the increase that Shedeur brought to them, and they wanted to stay. But what you can do, there's guys on YouTube that are football guys. They can't keep talking about Shedeur because he's not going to be playing. But keep supporting them. Because whenever he come back, they're going to be on it. So keep supporting them. They'll talk about your team, my team. And so we can be there for them. But you know, one of our faves, G. Bush, we don't have no reason to look at him. So, G. Bush, check you out later when Shedeur's back, bro. But we can't after this week or next week, because you talk about Shedeur for like a week based on the game. After that, you got to put them down, y'all. We got to show them the power of Shedeur. You ain't making money off of him, and he's not even playing. No. They put out that shirt from his game with the arm up. I want that shirt so bad. But until Shedeur is starting consistently for the Browns, I will not be buying any more Browns gear. I want that shirt so bad, but I'm not doing it. No more money for the Browns or the NFL, because they all were in on this. So, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Oh, and again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah.